Now it's time to see how we can handle clicks on our button, so that when you click on our button, a particular section of code is going to be executed. In our case, when we're going to click on the button that we have in activity main.xml, this button, when we click on this button, we want to make the text view that is here visible, and we want to change the text of the text view, and this is what we're going to do. And let's change the text of the button, because now it says login button. And to do that, I'm going to go down here and I will type my button, press enter, we put equals, and now I'm going to go inside the strings file, because there I declare the string, and we have this button text, the ID, and I changed it here, the text, to show, because previously you saw that here it was a different text. And now I'll go back to main activity, and now if I type here r, actually here it should say m.button.text, so you're setting the text of the button, equals, and here if I type r.string button text, we have an underline and we have an error, and it says type mismatch, required char sequence and found int. This is because this is an integer address, so this is not the actual string, this is an address to the string, and in order to get the text that is at this address, we need to use the getString function, which is gonna get the string, the text at that address. So we type getString and we type here r.string.button text. So now if I go in activity.main, it should anyway, this will be changed when you run our app. Now, how we can handle clicks on our button? To handle clicks on our button, you go on the attributes, you go on the right hand side and you go down, and while I'm going down, you go, and you see that we have this thing on click, and if here we need to define the name of a function, and when you're going to click on the button, the function is going to be called. So if I type here show message, now I will create this function inside the main activity, and when I will click on the button, this function is going to be called. So I'm going to go inside the main activity, and I will go down here, and I will type fun show message. It should have the same name that we defined in the design. So show message, parenthesis, and now we're going to say here my text view dot visibility equals view dot visible. So we make first the button the text view visible because it's invisible, and now we change the text. So I'm going to type here my text view dot text, and now I'm going to hardcode the text. You're not going to type directly the code, but we're going to create a string resource for this. So I'm going to type here hello Alex. Now if I go back here, nothing happened because this code is going to be executed when you click on the button. And you also need to define here a parameter called view, because the button that we created is a view, and if you don't define here the parameter view, our app will crash. So look, if I run this, look what happens. So if I run this, alright, so now we have our button, we have our app opened, and if I click on the button, the app crashes because we didn't pass the view here. So if I put here view of type view, this one, now if I run this up again, now the app opened. Now when I click on the show button, look what happens. We have the text being visible, and then we have the text hello Alex here. So this is one way to handle clicks on the button. There is another way to handle clicks, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So the other way of handling clicks on our widgets, because you can handle clicks not only on the button but on all the widgets. And why we can handle clicks on all the widgets? That is because if you go here, activity.main, let's hide the emulator. All the widgets that we have here, the buttons, the text views, all of those, they are inheriting from a class called view, and the class view has a lot of functions, a lot of functions which the class which are inheriting, the derived class, are having access to all of that functionality. So this is why you can handle clicks on almost any widget, actually on any widget. And what we can do here, instead of declaring this function here and doing in this way, what I can do is I can attach an event listener to the button. So more specifically, I can attach one click listener on our my button. And what that is going to do, when you're going to click on the button, the code is going to be in the, because we're going to use what is called, actually we talked about this in our first part of the course, we're going to use a lambda in order to define the body of the listener. So I'm going to type here my button, and I type here dot, and I type set, and I have some suggestions on, so we type on click, so on click listener, and we choose this one which has this lambda that is here. So I'm going to press enter, and now when you're going to click on the my button, now the code which is inside this lambda is going to be executed. So this is my preferred way of handling clicks, and this is my suggestion for you to use, because it's easier and more concise. Now I'll type the same code here. So I'm going to type here my text view dot visibility equals to view dot visible, and my text view dot text, and now I'm gonna create a resource string. So I'm gonna go inside the strings. I'm gonna create another string here. I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna open the tags, I'm gonna type string, I'm gonna call it text view text, and it's gonna say hello Alex. Now we go back inside the main activity, and here we type get string to get the string from the address. So I'm going to type r dot string dot text view text. So now if you run this, our app opened, and if I click on the show button, we have hello Alex, and so it's executed the code inside the lambda because we set on click listener. So this will listen to clicks on the button, and it's going to execute the code inside the lambda, which is to make the text view visible and to set some text to the text view. So this is our discussion. My suggestion is to use the set on click listener whenever you want to handle clicks on your widgets. And see you in the next video, where we're gonna take a look at another widget, very important.